Scene script, dive into a universe of curiosity with us today, as we explore 69 intriguing facts guaranteed to blow your mind. Welcome, fellow knowledge seekers, to a journey that will take us from the farthest reaches of space to the intricate workings of our own bodies, from the annals of history to the quirkiest of human behaviors. Our expedition will uncover the secrets of the cosmos, where we'll delve into the mysteries of Venus, shed light on what a light year truly means, and even visit a planet where it rains glass. Yes, you heard it right, a planet where it rains glass. We'll then shift gears to the Wild Kingdom, where we'll learn about the fascinating lives of flamingos, octopuses, polar bears, and many more of our animal friends. From there, we'll step back in time to uncover historical events and human achievements that are as surprising as they are inspiring. Then we'll explore the wonders of our own planet, from the sweetness of honey to the towering height of the Eiffel Tower. We'll discover how nature can be both wonderfully simple and astoundingly complex. Next, we'll turn the spotlight on ourselves, exploring the miraculous human body and our fascinating behaviors. We'll unravel why our hearts beat the way they do, how we dream, and even why some of us can't stop hiccuping. Our journey will also take us through the world of language, where we'll discover the extraordinary origins of everyday words, and the hidden meanings behind the letters we use every day. And finally, we'll end our journey with some of the quirkiest facts out there. From the man who turned his love for frisbees into a final resting place to the Guinness World Record for the longest hiccuping spree, these facts will surely leave you scratching your head in wonder. So buckle up and prepare for a journey of discovery and surprise. Our journey begins in the vast expanse of space, a realm of endless mystery and wonder. Here, the rules of earthly existence are rewritten and boundaries of knowledge are constantly pushed. Let's explore some fascinating facts about this cosmic frontier. First, let's visit our neighboring planet, Venus. Often considered Earth's twin due to its similar size, Venus offers a stark contrast in terms of climate. With temperatures reaching up to 900 degrees Fahrenheit, it's the hottest planet in our solar system, even hotter than Mercury, which is closer to the Sun. This extreme heat is due to a runaway greenhouse effect, where Venus's thick atmosphere traps solar heat, leading to sizzling temperatures. Next, let's talk about light years, a term often used in sci-fi movies, but what does it really mean? Contrary to popular belief, a light year is not a measure of time, but distance. It's the distance that light, traveling at a staggering speed of about 186,000 miles per second, covers in a year. To put it into perspective, if you were to travel at the speed of light, you could circumnavigate the Earth 7.5 times in just 1 second. Finally, let's journey to a distant exoplanet where it rains glass. Yes, you heard it right. The exoplanet HD 189733b, located 63 light-years away, experiences temperatures of up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit and winds up to 4,300 miles per hour. These extreme conditions result in an environment where silicate particles condense in the atmosphere and rain down as glass, sideways due to the strong winds. So next time you look up at the night sky, remember, it's raining glass somewhere out there. From the deep blue seas to the highest mountain peaks, our planet is teeming with life. Let's begin our journey in the vibrant world of flamingos. These majestic creatures aren't born with their iconic pink color. As a matter of fact, baby flamingos are born with gray feathers which gradually turn pink due to their diet rich in brine shrimp and blue-green algae, both of which are high in the pigment astaxanthin. Now let's dive into the ocean to meet the octopus, an animal known for its intelligence and flexibility. But did you know that an octopus has 3 hearts? Yes, 3. 2 pump blood to the gills while the third pumps it to the rest of the body. And when an octopus swims, the heart that delivers blood to the body stops beating, which is why these creatures prefer to crawl rather than swim. From the sea, let's head to the icy realms of the polar bear. These furry giants have black skin underneath their thick white fur. This black skin helps them absorb and retain heat from the sun, a clever adaptation for surviving in the harsh, cold Arctic. Next up, the giraffe, the tallest living terrestrial animals. But despite their long necks, giraffes have the same number of neck vertebrae as humans, which is 7. Their neck vertebrae are just elongated. Each one can be up to 10 inches long. Let's not forget about our humble farm friends, the cows. These gentle animals have an extraordinary digestive system. They have 4 stomach compartments and can detect smells up to 6 miles away, thanks to their excellent sense of smell. Now, let's burrow down to the world of wombats. These Australian marsupials have a peculiar feature: they produce cube-shaped poop. This unusual shape prevents the droppings from rolling away, marking their territory and helping them communicate with each other. Moving on to the bird kingdom, let's talk about crows. These birds are incredibly smart and are known to use tools, solve complex problems, and even recognize themselves in the mirror. Some studies suggest that crows are as intelligent as a 7-year-old human child. Next on our list is the sturdy rhinoceros. Did you know that the white rhino isn't actually white, nor is the black rhino actually black? The white rhino got its name from a mistranslation of the Dutch word widged, which means wide, referring to its wide mouth. Let's roll into the world of armadillos. These small mammals are the only creatures besides humans that can get leprosy. They have a low body temperature, which makes them an ideal host for the bacteria causing this disease. From land, let's plunge back into the water with the penguins. These flightless birds have a gland near their tails that produces oil. Penguins spread this oil on their feathers to make them waterproof, allowing them to swim in icy waters without getting cold. Next, let's swim along with the sea otters. These adorable creatures have the densest fur of any animal, with about 1 million hairs per square inch. This thick fur keeps them warm in cold water and also helps them float. Buzzing into the insect world, let's talk about bees. A single bee produces only about 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in its lifetime, so it takes a whole hive of bees, collectively flying up to 55,000 miles and visiting 2 million flowers, to make 1 pound of honey. Galloping into the equine world, let's focus on horses. Horses can't vomit. Their one-way valve at the entrance to their stomach only allows food to go in, not out. This is why colic in horses can be life-threatening. Let's purr into the world of cats. These furry friends have a communication system with humans. Domestic cats have evolved a special squeaky meow that sounds like a baby's cry, which they use specifically to get human attention. And finally, we move to the slow-paced world of snails. Some species of snails can sleep for up to 3 years. They hibernate when the weather is too extreme, and their slowed-down metabolism during this time allows them to survive without food. Who knew our fellow Earthlings could be so fascinating? History is not just about dates and events, it's a treasure trove of astounding facts. Let's jet back to the year 1896, where we find ourselves in the midst of the shortest war in history. Yes, you heard that right. The Anglo-Zanzibar War, set off by the death of the Sultan of Zanzibar, lasted a fleeting 38 to 45 minutes. It's a stark reminder that even the briefest moments can leave a lasting imprint on the annals of history. Now let's leap forward to the late 19th century. Picture this, a Japanese company that started by selling playing cards. Any guesses? Well, it's Nintendo. Yes, the same Nintendo that later became a global powerhouse in the world of video games. Nintendo's origins are rooted in the humble art of handmade playing cards, a far cry from the digital landscapes they create today. Time to rewind to the mid-19th century, to the first baseball game ever recorded. The year was 1846, and the place was Hoboken, New Jersey. The New York Nine defeated the Knickerbockers 23-1 in 4 innings. Little did they know that their friendly game would evolve into a beloved national pastime. Next, let's turn to a moment that shook the world, literally. The Krakatoa eruption of 1883 was one of the most violent volcanic events in recorded history. The explosion was so loud it could be heard more than 3,000 miles away. It released an energy equivalent to approximately 200 megatons of TNT. That's over 13,000 times the nuclear yield of the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Finally, let's journey back to the cradle of civilization, ancient Mesopotamia. Here we find the world's oldest known recipe. Not for food, but for beer. Yes, beer. A clay tablet dating back to around 1800 BC contains a hymn to Ninkasi, the Sumerian goddess of beer, and, you guessed it, a recipe for beer. So the next time you enjoy a cold one, remember, you're partaking in a tradition that's been brewing for nearly 4 millennia. From gaming companies to volcanic eruptions, history never ceases to surprise us. Scene script. Mother Earth in all her glory holds secrets that continue to astound us. Let's embark on a journey to uncover some of these fascinating mysteries. First, let's talk honey. This sweet golden nectar is not just a delight to our taste buds. Honey is the only food that includes all the substances necessary to sustain life, including enzymes, vitamins, minerals, and water. Moreover, it's the only food that contains pinosembrin, an antioxidant associated with improved brain functioning. Isn't it amazing how bees, tiny as they are, create something so complex and vital? Now let's peel back the layers on bananas. These yellow fruits are more than just a quick snack. Bananas are berries. Surprised? Botanically speaking, a berry is a fruit that comes from the ovary of a single flower, with seeds embedded in the flesh. Bananas fit this description perfectly. Speaking of berries, let's move on to strawberries. They're red, juicy, and sweet, but here's a fact that might surprise you. Strawberries aren't true berries like bananas. They are actually aggregate fruits, meaning they form from a flower that has many ovaries, each producing a small fruit. These tiny fruits are what we see as the seeds on the outside of the strawberry. Next, let's shift our focus from the natural world to human-made marvels. The Eiffel Tower, an iconic symbol of France, has a hidden feature. This towering structure actually grows and shrinks with the changing weather. When the hot summer sun beats down on it, the iron expands, causing the tower to grow by up to 6 inches. In contrast, it shrinks back in the cooler winter months. Similarly, another man-made wonder, the Great Wall of China, is not simply a wall, it's actually a complex network of walls, trenches and towers, stretching over 13,000 miles, that's more than half the length of the equator. Built over 2,000 years ago, it remains a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. Let's turn back to nature, specifically pineapples. These tropical treats take their sweet time to grow. A single pineapple plant produces just one pineapple every 2 years. And here's another twist. Pineapples don't grow on trees. They grow out of the ground, from a leafy plant. Finally, let's talk about a tree that's truly one of a kind. There's a tree in the United States that grows 40 different types of fruit. Yes, 40. This isn't a work of magic, but rather the result of grafting, a horticultural technique where tissues of different plants are joined together. This tree of 40 fruit is both a marvel of science and a work of art. Nature truly is an artist, isn't it? Scene script. Let's turn the lens onto ourselves now, as we delve into the marvels of the human body and mind. Our journey begins with the human neck. Did you know it's as flexible as a flamingo's? Yes, indeed. The human neck, with its 7 vertebrae, can bend in nearly every direction. But unlike our pink-feathered friends, we typically don't use this flexibility to preen our back with our beak. Next, let's consider the humble ant. These tiny creatures may seem insignificant, but if we were to weigh all the ants in the world, their total weight would be about the same as all the humans. That's right, the combined weight of these tiny insects is equivalent to the 7.5 billion people on Earth. Moving on, let's feel the rhythm of our heartbeats. They don't just keep a steady beat, they actually sync up with the music we listen to. If a song has a fast tempo, our hearts will beat faster. If it's a slow ballad, our hearts slow down. It seems our bodies love dancing to the beat even when we're sitting still. Now imagine a road trip that stretches around the world, twice. That's the total length of all the blood vessels in the human body. If laid end to end, our veins, arteries, and capillaries would circle the earth more than 2 times. That's a lot of highway for our blood cells to travel. Do you remember what you dreamed about last night? We spend about 2 hours each night dreaming, but most of us forget 90% of our dreams within 10 minutes of waking up. So if you have a mind-blowing dream, you might want to jot it down quickly. From dreams, we move on to hiccups. The longest recorded hiccuping spree lasted for an incredible 68 years. That's right, a man named Charles Osborne hiccuped from 1922 until 1990. Now that's a record most of us wouldn't want to break. Did you know that about 10% of the world's population is left-handed? While this might not seem like a big deal, considering that for centuries left-handedness was stigmatized, it's a reminder of how diverse we humans are. Lastly, let's lend an ear to this fact. The human ear is a marvel of natural engineering with over 20 muscles. These muscles enable us to pinpoint the source of sounds, and they even help protect our hearing by contracting during loud noises. So remember, you are a walking, talking wonder of nature. Language is a powerful tool and it's full of surprises. Let's unravel some intriguing facts about words and language that you might have never thought about. First up, let's talk about the word set. This 3-letter word has the most definitions in the English language. The Oxford English Dictionary lists over 400 separate meanings for this versatile word. It's a verb, a noun, even an adjective. You can set a table, play a set in tennis, or have a set of collectibles. The ways you can use set are seemingly endless. Next, have you ever wondered about the dot over the letter I? This little dot has a name. It's called a tittle. Yes, you heard that right. The name tittle comes from an Old English word titulus, which means inscription or heading. So, the next time you dot your I's, you'll know you're adding a tittle. Now, let's talk about the word alphabet. This term, which we use to describe all the letters in a language, actually has an interesting origin. It comes from the first two letters of the Greek alphabet, alpha and beta. So in essence, when you say alphabet, you're saying alpha beta. Moving on, let's look at the origin of the word nerd. This term, often used to describe someone who is overly intellectual or lacks social skills, was first used by Dr. Seuss in his book If I Ran the Zoo. The term nerd was used to name a fictional creature in the book. Over time, it was adopted into our language with a slightly different meaning. Lastly, let's discuss a fun fact about US states. Have you ever noticed that the letter Q does not appear in the name of any US state? From Alabama to Wyoming, none of the 50 states have a Q in their names. It's one of those quirky facts that once you know, you can't help but share. Language, with its words and alphabets, is not just a medium of communication. It's a treasure trove of history, culture, and fascinating trivia. The more we delve into it, the more we discover the intriguing stories behind even the most common words we use daily. Words, as it turns out, have stories of their own to tell. Now let's round off our journey with some facts that are just plain weird. First up, the Frisbee, a name you associate with fun, games, and some serious canine athleticism. But do you know where it originated? It all started with a pie company named Frisbee Pie Company in Bridgeport, Connecticut. The pie tins were lightweight and had a perfect circular shape. When employees and customers started flinging these tins for fun, it caught the eye of a certain Walter Frederick Morrison. He saw the potential and developed a more aerodynamic version, which is the Frisbee we know and love today. Next, let's take a trip to Scotland. Did you know there's a law there that allows you to use any stamp featuring the Queen in any part of the UK as long as it's not upside down? Yes, you heard right. Using a stamp with the Queen's image upside down is considered an act of treason. So if you're ever sending a postcard from Scotland, make sure Her Majesty is right side up. Now here's a fact that'll make you look at your computer differently. The speed of a computer mouse is measured in Mickeys. Yes, you heard right, Mickeys, not as in the mouse but as a unit of measurement. 1 Mickey is approximately 1/200th of an inch. So, next time you're sliding and clicking, remember you're clocking up those Mickeys. Finally, we have a fact about hiccups that will leave you gasping. The Guinness World Record for the longest hiccuping spree goes to a man named Charles Osborne. His hiccuping fit started in 1922 and lasted, wait for it, 68 years. That's right, Charles hiccuped for nearly 7 decades. It's estimated he hiccuped over 430 million times in his life. Talk about a hiccup in your day. So there you have it. A pie tin that turned into a Frisbee, a peculiar law about stamps in Scotland, a computer mouse zipping around in Mickey's, and a man who hiccuped for 68 years. Sometimes truth really is stranger than fiction. Well, that was quite a ride, wasn't it? We've journeyed from the far reaches of the cosmos, delved into the animal kingdom, explored the annals of human history, marveled at the wonders of nature, and even unraveled some remarkable quirks of the human body. We've played with words and ended with some truly quirky facts that have hopefully tickled your curiosity. Remember how we discovered that on Venus a day is longer than a year? Or how about the fact that it rains glass on a distant planet? We've also learned that cows have best friends and that octopuses have 3 hearts. Who knew? In our historical journey, we uncovered that the shortest war in history lasted only 40 minutes, and that Nintendo started as a playing card company. Nature served us some sweet facts too, like how honey never spoils and the Eiffel Tower grows in the heat. We explored the mysteries of the human body, like how the total weight of all the ants on Earth is about the same as all the humans. And we played with language, learning that the word set has the most definitions in English, and let's not forget those quirky facts. The inventor of the Frisbee was turned into a Frisbee himself, and the speed of a computer mouse is measured in Mickeys. These are just a few of the 69 intriguing facts we've covered today. Each one a testament to the fascinating world we live in. A world that never ceases to amaze and inspire curiosity. Now it's your turn. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Which one made you pause and think, or even laugh out loud? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember, the world is full of amazing facts waiting to be discovered, so keep that sense of wonder alive, keep asking questions, and keep exploring. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing content. Until next time.